This is the last question, question 9, page 109. The histogram shows the distribution of the weights of apples. There it is. And I've got to work out a frequency distribution for these weights. In other words, draw me the little table from which I would have used to get that histogram. So what have I got here? I've got weight of apples, and that's given in grams. And I've got the frequency, in other words, how many in each class. And that's all I need to create. We know the frequency densities, it's up the side there. Anyway, so the first little bar goes from 10 to 30, so 10 is less than the weight, call it W, less than or equal to 30. So I've got width of 20 times 1, well that's 20 apples, that's him sorted. Next one goes from 30 to 40. So a width of 10, 10 times 4.2, that's going to be 42 apples in that grouping, in that class. Next one, got 40 to 50. Again, a width of 10, 10 times 3.3 will give me 33. Next one, I'm going from 50 to 65, I believe it is. I think so. Is it 64? I think it's 64 actually. I'm going to go with 64. So what have I got there? I've got a spread of 14, or rather a width of 14, multiplied by 1.4. That gives me 19.6 apples. Should we call that 20? Yes, we should. I think it's 6. Yeah, I think it's 64 actually. So it's 14 multiplied by 1.4, 19.6. So let's put here in the bracket it was 19.6. Can't have 0.6 of an apple. That's just not allowed. 64 up to 90. So the difference is going to be 90 take away the 64. We've got a bar width of 26. 26 times, I think that's 0.2. 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So that's 26 times 0.2. Gives me 5.2 apples, in other words 5 apples. Alright, so that's what I'm making that, and that's the distribution done. Now, that's the grade A bit done. Oh, I forgot to start the clock, never mind. Let's hit it now, I'm sure I've got loads of time. Calculate an estimate for the mean of the apples. Well, there's nothing grade A about that whatsoever. It's still the mean of group data, it's just that we got unequal bar widths, but they still have a midpoint. So as I've talked before, we're going to go for the midpoint times the frequency. We get these marks as well. Right, the first midpoint, 10 to 30, 20. That's the midpoint. 20 lots of 20, 400 apples. Next one, 30 to 40, midpoint is 35 grams. 35 grams, 42 apples. Don't know what that is. Quickly get a machine. So 42 multiplied by 35, 1,470 grams. Next little width there, 40 to 50, midpoint of 45 grams, and that's going to be 33 apples. Just get that. 45, multiply that by 33, that's 1,485 grams in total. Next one, so that's going to be what, 57 I believe. So let's just make sure it's true. 64 plus 50 equals, divided by 2, yeah, 57. So midpoint is 57. Multiply that by 20 apples. I'm not going to go for 19.6. So 57 multiply that by 20 apples gives us a total of 1140 grams. And last of all, 64 to 90. Get the average there. Divide by 2, so that gives me a midpoint of 77. 77 multiplied by 5 apples gives me 385 grams. I better come over here right now. So let's just get the total weight or total mass of apples. They called it weights, let's do the same as well. What have we got here? We have got, no messing with this, let's actually do it. We've got 400 plus 1470 plus 1485 plus 1140 plus 385. That gives us a total mass of 4,880 grams. Now it's 4.88 kilograms. But let's just stick to grams. So now I'm going to do the mean weight. Well, that's going to be the 4,880 grams shared out amongst all these apples, the total of which I haven't taken. So let's just go and do it quickly. I've got 20 apples plus 42 plus 33 plus 20 plus 5. I have got 120 apples in total. There I go. So divide that by 120 apples, and the mean weight of the apple is 4,880. Divide that by the 120 apples, and we have got a mean weight of 40.6 recurring. How about 40.7 grams on average? It's very good. I like that very much. And that's the end of the topic, and that's been quite emotional. So